saying you're Aboriginal just kind of says you're one of like so many nations in Canada. And I think it's a term that is meant to do that, to diminish us. I think it's a term that's meant to divide us. I used to work at a radio station across town, and I was on lunch and I went to 2 blocks away to go grab a lunch. And I was walking back, and it was a beautiful spring day. It was warm, and I have to tell you what I was wearing. I had sandals, flat sandals. I had a skirt down to my knees. It was purple. And I had one of those golf shirts with the collars for a top. I had a scarf in my hair. I had earrings and sunglasses on. And I had my lunch bag, and I'm walking back from my lunch. And it's a busy street. It's Victoria Avenue. It's very, very busy. There's midday. There's all kinds of people, all kinds of traffic. And a truck circled once, and I always pay attention to traffic. I always tell people this too, pay attention to traffic, walk against traffic. And I noticed that this truck had circled, and I didn't think it was for me until I crossed the street and the truck pulled over and cut me off at where an alley is. And the gentleman had rolled his window down, and he was yelling at me, and he had money in his hand and he was shaking it. And he was trying to get me to come into his truck. And I didn't know what to do. I was frightened, and I quickly ran away, and I went to work. And I was shaken up by it. I was really upset. And I spoke to a couple people at work. I said, this has just happened. I don't know what to do. I feel terrible. And what is it about me that looks like I'm selling myself? It's the color of my skin. It upsets me, and it's been so long. Because nobody said anything. Nobody knew what to say. And it took a few years to tell my dad what happened and his reaction. He was so angry at some random guy in a pickup truck. How do you feel good about who you are when that's the message? That's who I am. That's what I represent to people in Thunder Bay when I'm walking down the street in a skirt on a bright spring day. It's terrible. And the thing is, I think about this, and I carry that with me. I'm really upset right now because I carry it with me. It keeps me safe. I think about that. When I'm walking down the street, that's what people see. They don't see Gloria. They don't see someone who coaches people on how to run, or someone who teaches fitness, a healthy person. They see a hooker. They see someone who's selling herself. And I think about that when I talk to young people, when I'm telling them, this is how you be safe. This is how you live in this city. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to think. This is how strong you need to be. You have to carry that with you. And you have to be willing to share. It's shameful. It's absolutely shameful. It's shame-making. And it's terrible. And I think about that for our women, and I think about all these young men who are criminals. There's nothing criminal about them except for the color of their skin. But that's the perception, and that's what's out there, and that's what you have to live with. And I really, really hope that Thunder Bay doesn't do that anymore. One day, you know, we can always be hopeful.
Help TVO create a better world through the power of learning. Visit TVO.org and make a tax-deductible donation today.